Good morning. Welcome to another Monday Mindset. I hope you guys had a great weekend. It became very snowy in Pennsylvania this weekend, at least in Philadelphia. So we got a ton of snow. Took my kids sledding over the weekend, which was pretty awesome. I want to come to you guys today. It is January 19th. It's Monday Mindset. I wrote down a couple things that I thought, this is on my mind that I thought would encourage all of you guys. Let me make sure real quick because I'm getting a notification. I want to make sure that you guys can actually hear me because you know me, technology is in my enemy right now. I don't know why, but make sure you guys are notified and that you can actually hear me here on Monday Mindset. Chat in. Yeah, it looks like we're good. Okay, so it's Monday. It's January 19th. Hopefully you haven't already failed at your New Year's resolutions. I know most of you have not. First thing I wrote down is discipline is doing the boring things better than everyone else. So discipline is doing the boring things better than everyone else. You know, the reality of building a business, it is definitely not sexy 100% of the time. Most of the time it is actually mundane. And most of the problems that I see with younger entrepreneurs, younger business owners, is that they're looking for it to be more sophisticated than it actually is. They're looking for it to be more magical than it actually is, and that they must be doing something wrong because there's no way it can be just lifting up the cinder block and laying the cinder block down and then going and getting the other cinder block, lifting it up and laying it down. And the truth is, that is business. The more and more I do business, the more and more I realize it's in the grind that you ultimately win. And then the key is, can you leverage that grind activity, whether it's a phone call, the laying of the cinder blocks? Can you leverage a system or people and scale to scale out that? And in fact, I'm in negotiations right now to buy a business that I'm super excited about. More to come on that. So teaser, I'm going to have an awesome new business hopefully here soon. But in this, I shared with that founder, I said, look, I want to buy a business where the bones of the business is literally just grind. Like, it's like, man, if I just pick up the cinder block every day and put it down every day, the economics of that business work. Because I know if that is true, meaning I can hire a sales team to make cold calls, to close deals, and I can do the grind of the business and actually make money, then, oh man, that business has golden opportunity, because then I can sprinkle in all the leverage. Then I can sprinkle in marketing, and I can sprinkle in, going after whales and getting big deals coming in. I can sprinkle in systems that just amplify that grind activity. But usually where I see businesses fail are the businesses that are dependent on getting like a big win or getting something that, it's not luck, because it takes work to get there, but it's a lot harder to replicate. So discipline is doing the boring things better than everyone else. Are you doing the boring things better than everybody else? Do that this week and you will see more success. Second thing I wrote down, your income is a reflection of the conversations you avoid. So think about that for a second. Let that sit. Your income is a direct reflection of the conversations you avoid. One of the greatest skill sets you can obtain in this life is the ability to have radical candor and the ability to have hard conversations. Some people are more built for it than others, right? Some of us don't want confrontation, but your ability, like the successful life that you want, is on the other side of a hard conversation. Whether it's in your personal relationship, whether it's in your business, it's with a client, you've got to be willing to have the hard conversations. And that might be a price conversation. That might be a follow-up conversation where you don't want to follow up with that client or with that lead. But your income is a direct reflection of the conversations you avoid. All right, third thing I wrote down for this Monday Mindset, because this is all about getting your mind right. Stop confusing activity with progress. And I'm guilty of this, where it's like you work really hard, but you accomplish nothing. Like, there's so many days I've gotten to the end of the day and I'm like, man, I'm exhausted. I did so much work. But I think about like what was actually accomplished for the business today. What moved the needle for the business? You're better off doing 2 hours of focused needle moving work than you are being busy 8 hours a day. So stop confusing activity with progress and do the things that actually matter in your business. And the easiest way I have found to do this is to sit down and write out kind of the revenue generating activities. So the producing activities, and then keep track during the day of all the activities I'm doing that are not on my revenue generating list. And then taking the time to go, why am I doing these? Can I hire somebody to do these? Is there a system I can implement to do these? But again, back to that basics, like that's not sexy. It's not something sophisticated. It's literally pen and paper and going, okay, what did I do today? Or typing out, what did I do today? What are the revenue generating activities that actually help me grow this business? And then being mature enough and accountable enough to go, did I do these activities? Or am I filling my day with busyness? That, yes, maybe it helps a little bit in the business because those things have to be done, but it's actually not productive. So that's number 3, stop confusing activity with progress. Number 4 is confidence is built by action, confidence is built after action, so by action, not before. So you guys see the sign behind me, take action. That's what our podcast, Stay Paid, is all about. But confidence is built after action, not before. Why is that significant? Because we oftentimes wait to make decisions until we have a degree of confidence in that decision. And it's kind of the think before you leap. But what I've seen in entrepreneurship and I've seen in business is too often we get the paralysis by analysis that we all know, and you'll never be fully confident. And confidence actually comes from repetition. Confidence actually comes from taking the reps, taking the hits. It's like when you get into the ring and you're fighting somebody, until you get the first hit, right, you're kind of hesitant. Or maybe when you're playing football, right, and you know, backyard football, when we used to play tackle backyard football, right, which is kind of dumb without pads and stuff. It's like after the first hit, after you've been hit a couple times, it's a lot easier to take the next hits, and your confidence goes up. And so the same in business, it's like you got to make the phone calls. You got to take the action unconfident, because confidence will come after the action is taken. It's a strange thing, but that iteration process of failing and failing and failing, getting you to actually where you're good, that's what will breed the confidence in you, not just thinking and trying to be prepared before you go in. Okay, and then last but not least, number 5, your comfort zone is costing you more than you think. So your comfort zone is costing you more than you think. Now, I want you to pause right here as a gut check for Monday, January 19th, and go, hey, where are you comfortable that you really should be uncomfortable? Because we know growth is in the uncomfort. We know change causes uncomfort. The old saying, the fruit is out on the limb, right? You got to get out there on the limb. You got to get uncomfortable to actually grow. And your comfort zone is costing you more than you think. And it could be as simple as the comfort zone of sleeping in. And you're not getting up and you're not going to the gym. How many of you are healthy 19 days into the year? How many of you are healthy? And that comfort zone of being in bed and the warm covers, as Jocko says, and the alarm goes off and you don't want to get up because you're a great salesman and you're convincing yourself that you need to stay in that warm, bed. But you got to get up, because where you're uncomfortable is where the growth actually is. And that's so true as a principle in life, in business, and in your health and in your relationships. So I would just challenge you, take an audit right now and go, where am I comfortable that I need to be uncomfortable to grow? So there you have it. There are 5 things to start off your Monday. Discipline is doing the boring things better than everyone else. Your income is a reflection of the conversations you avoid, so stop avoiding the hard conversations. Stop confusing activity with progress. Focus on revenue-generating activities. Confidence is built after action, not before it. And then your comfort zone is costing you more than you think. Guys, get out there and win for you, for your family, for your clients. Let's make it happen. We're 19 days into the year. Let's make this the best year of your life, the best year of your business. But it does not happen if you don't get uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable today. Appreciate you guys. Have a great one.